What is up, guys? Welcome back to the show. I am here again with another video. As you can see, this one is called Dark Side of the Ring CM Punk. Here down here in the description. Here today, I bring you an exclusive Never Before Seen episode of Dark Side of the Ring, all about the CM Punk drama. So this is about, obviously, with Tony Khan. It's about what's going on currently, in recent history, which is pretty cool. We're gonna watch this, check it out, see what's good. We're gonna see what he says. You know what I mean? Because we don't have fact upon fact upon fact about this shit. It's not like the people that were present backstage are actually giving interviews for this. So this is kind of cut together. So we're gonna see how this is kind of out of his mind how he looks at this too. So we'll see how this goes. Guys, I clicked on the wrong thing when I was going to start the video. I do want to say we are going to have no interruptions. Already took care of the tow truck stuff in between recording videos, so we're good. So let's get into this Dark Side of the Ring CM Punk.
Tony Khan is sitting right next to him.
Yeah.
Again, you feel bad for Tony in a sense, but it's a real awkward situation because
noted that people backstage in AEW believed that CM Punk had rehearsed his media scrum comments.
Punk is very free in the moment. You can tell he's just speaking his mind freely.
This is an absolute train wreck, bro. Like what has happened?
Oh, my bad. Trying to grab something to drink.
August 20th, 2021, CM Punk made his long-anticipated return to pro wrestling. The greatest moment in AEW's history.
Yeah.
The greatest moment in AEW's history. Or was it?
No, it was. Could be. I think CM Punk is right, but he could have been way more professional about how he handled the situation. And if this was supposed to be a work, it doesn't seem like the Bucks and the Elite in general were in on it.
With Punk's win over Moxley at All Out 2022, it seemed set that CM Punk would pick up right where he left off as the reigning champion atop the AEW mountain.
Yeah. Phil
Brooks, the man behind the character, had a few things to say in the post-show media scrum.
I heard this theory. And it was posited on Jim Cornette's show from where I heard it, but it was by one of his viewers. I don't remember the name he gave. But what they were talking about was, what if this really is all work? Because right after the match, he goes in the back and he's going to walk up there with Tony. He's like, dude, I'm hurt. I don't know my arm. I don't know what it is, but I know I'm not going to be able to go. I could feel it. We need to do something about this. So what if CM Punk came out and said, hey, I'm going to go talk shit at the media scrum. We can have a fight backstage, right? Write us all off TV. You have to strip us of the titles. That doesn't explain why the Bucks and Kenny Omega would get stripped. Unless they're working the situation around it. Think about it. Why he would probably this thing we would have a fight backstage with the Bucks and they can get stripped too. Like, I mean, maybe he said it because he was mad at him and talked Tony Khan into it. But I don't think that's how it went down. Maybe he posited theory, hey, I'm going to speak out of pocket at the media scrum. You can come out afterwards and suspend me and strip me. I go away. I'm suspended. I take time off, heal up however long, come back. And then I can come back as a heel or something. Whatever. He makes out-of-pocket comments, which catch Tony Khan off guard because Tony Khan didn't realize he was going to talk about this situation, right? So that's why Tony Khan looks like a deer in the headlights half the fucking media scrum, right? The Bucks know nothing, don't know that what he's going to say now, and they don't know that this is actually going to happen because it's all happening bang, 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 bang. Tony didn't have a chance to okay any of this, so they think it's real. They come back and start a fucking fight. That kind of makes more sense, and then it goes from the idea that this is a work, right? To now, oh shit, we just created a major problem because people weren't prepared for the work, and it's now become a shoot. That seems way more likely to be how this happened if there was any part of this that was a work than all of it being a work. Unless Tony Khan, after the show, came to the realization that these guys have tried to sabotage the entire thing. CM Punk tells him he's going to fucking go off on them. So Tony Khan's like, I gotta fucking punish them. I'm gonna suspend them and strip them. He tells CM Punk that. CM Punk brings it up anyways because it's on his mind. Tony Khan's like, dude, deer in the headlights looking good. Dude, I tried to fix, I'm going to rectify the situation. You're doing this now? But that has to go along with it because this is your champion. You know? He's kind of in a rock and a hard place. He can't really do anything right there in the moment to CM Punk. He could have said, hey, Punk, now's not the time or place. Can we talk about this? He could have done that. We talk about All Out. We could have done that. He could have fucking been the boss, but he didn't because he tries to please people. So he sat there and he basically agreed with CM Punk. Silence, you have to understand, silence is consent. Tony Khan didn't speak up. So that tells CM Punk he's doing nothing wrong. Silence is consent. And if you're supposed to be in charge, sorry about the fucking blinds and shit. I still haven't gotten a chance to hang this fucking thing up. But if you're supposed to be in charge of shit, then it doesn't matter how he feels about it. What is best for business? It was not best for business to let CM Punk do that. It should have been about all out and not about stuff that happened over the last 6 months. Not about stuff that's happened over the last 10 years with Colt Cabana. That shit shouldn't even touch the media storm. The biggest news of the night. And if I were MJF, no matter how I feel about CM Punk, as a wrestler, if I'm still a fan, if I still respect him behind the scenes, whatever, I would be 110% pissed off. Because while CM Punk out there, part of this, to me, feels like CM Punk was like, yo, MJF comes back after the match and steals my thunder. It steals my fucking thunder after I come and win this title. He steals my thunder, so I'm going to go out here, I'm going to talk shit and make it all about me. He took the heat off MJF, which MJF should have been the biggest fucking thing to happen that night. Everybody should have been talking about MJF. Because guess what? That would have trumped anything WWE did that weekend. And yes, AEW technically trumped. Good Clash in the Castle is an afterthought because of the fight. But AEW is in the news because they're infamous. They're infamous because of this fight. They're not infamous because MJF came back and rocked the wrestling world with a promo or some shit. No. Or came back and won that fucking chip and now he could be champion anytime he wants. That would have fucking been the big story. But no. The big story would have been the voicemail. They're paying him a boatload of money and he gets the chip? Ooh. Alright. What they're doing. So what CM Punk did was make fucking MJF an afterthought. So if I was MJF, I'd be pissed. I would want to fight this man. I go to his house with a baseball bat. I don't give a fuck. But that's me. You know what I mean? This dude, MJF should have been the biggest story coming out of that weekend. Biggest story out of all the wrestling that we had that weekend. The ridiculous amount of wrestling that would happen that weekend. MJF should have been the biggest story. Look where we're at. All right, let's get back to this video. I've talked long enough.
Had anything to do with Scott Colton in almost a decade. Probably wanted nothing to do with him even longer than that. It's fucking unfortunate that I have to come up here and speak on this when I'm on my time.
That shit is bullshit, because you're like, I come up here and speak on this, and I'm on my time. It's not unfortunate. You don't have to say anything. You could have literally scheduled a fucking interview with Meltzer. You could have literally scheduled an interview with Chris Van Vliet. You could have literally scheduled an interview with Simon Miller or with people from What Culture. Anywhere you want to go. And motherfuckers would show up to watch and talk about it there and not fucking ruin the media scrum and the after effects of MJF returning at fucking All Out. I'm sorry. You did not have to. You wanted to.
And this is a fucking business. Why I'm a grown-ass adult man and I decide not to be friends with somebody is nobody else's fucking business. But my friends, if I fall backwards, will catch me. Scott Colton, I felt, never would have. My problem was I wanted to bring a guy with me to the top that did not want to see me at the top. Okay? You call it jealousy, you call it envy, whatever the fuck it is. My relationship with Scott Colton ended long before I paid all of his bills. I have every receipt. I have every invoice. I have every email. I have the email where he says, and I quote, "I agree to go our separate ways. I will get my own lawyer and you do not have to pay anymore." That's an email that I have. The only reason the public did not see is because when I finally had to countersue him through discovery, we discovered he shared a bank account with his mother. That's a fact. And as soon as we discovered that fact and we subpoenaed old Marcia, he sent the email, "Oh, can we please drop all this?" Now, it's 2022. I haven't been friends with this guy since at least 2014, late 2013. And the fact that I have to sit up here because we have
9 years,
irresponsible
man.
people who call themselves EV.
Now, how CM Punk handles this does not excuse the fact that there were things done and said and leaked to the media by somebody. And those somebodies caused that somebody caused the drama with Hangman Page. Now, whether that was the Bucks or not is not confirmed. I think the Bucks are just a tad bit, and I'm giving them a little bit of credit here, but I think the Bucks are just a tad bit smarter than that. It wouldn't surprise me if someday it came out that the person that leaked all the shit about CM Punk was not directly the Bucks, was not Omega, was not any of them. It wouldn't surprise me if it was somebody like Cutler or Nakazawa who was leaking that shit. So that somebody outside their immediate circle, maybe a guy in the roster who trying to be friends with them or is friends with them but not part of the elite, just so they have plausible deniability. That strikes me as something the Bucks would do. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the Bucks are just retarded and went to Meltzer themselves, but I don't think they did that. But I do believe they had a hand in it. I do believe they're the one who set this shit on its course. And why is that? I don't know if they were all for CM Punk coming before he actually came or not. But when he did, right? And he got that ovation. That ovation threatened every one of them. Omega. It threatened the Bucks. It threatened Hangman. Notice the only people who didn't care were the ones in WWE because they've seen that kind of reaction from people before. And they know that no matter who's the face, the top guy in AEW, doesn't matter. Because guys like Danielson and Mox, they know. They're not insecure. They already know what they're worth. Guys like Cesaro, who have proven what they're worth time and time again, never given a shot, are showing what they're worth. They're not threatened. They already know. You know what I mean? Samoa Joe, guys like Samoa Joe already know what they're worth. CM Punk knows what he's worth. CM Punk knows that he is the guy that draws money. And when he says in this press conference, "I'm trying to run a business," he doesn't mean he's the one running AEW. I've heard a bunch of people infer that like, oh, maybe CM Punk's running AEW. No, he's not. What CM Punk is saying is, I'm the top guy. It's on me to make the money. They don't pay to see they're not going to pay $50 to watch fucking goddamn Lee Moriarty versus fucking goddamn fucking Brock Anderson in the main event. They're paying their $50 so they can see that match with CM Punk. They're paying that $50 so they can see that match with their favorite wrestler. Those other matches are just pluses and allow these wrestlers to prove themselves as they move up. That's what the undercard is for. So, with that being said, if CM Punk is the guy who drew the first $1 million house, if he's the guy who put the first 1 million viewer rating on TV, right? And you guys used to be the stars of this place, and now wouldn't you be a little threatened? Wouldn't you be a little jealous? And the Bucks had heat and NJPW for the same thing. They were jealous of a few people. And you know anything about Japanese wrestling and the fandom in the fandom for Japanese wrestling, Japanese fans, to them, Bullet Club was cool, but it was the thought. They were the ones that elevated and enhanced the stars. All those American talents are the ones that enhanced the Japanese stars for the Japanese people. Right? That's the way the Japanese fans look at their time in Japan. Just like, I'm sorry, but a guy I love this wrestler, Takeshita. The kid that came over from Japan, really good wrestler. But he was used to enhance, while he is a blossoming star in Japan, he was used to enhance the talent in AEW. Now, he's a good wrestler, so he was able to put on good back and forth matches and build himself credibly, so if he wants to come back to AEW, he has a credible following right now. But at the end of the day, he lost every big situation he was put in. He was used to enhance talent. So, you have your enhancement talent and your jobbers that put over people in the beginning. Then, as a star is built, he's going to have stiffer and stiffer challenges for whatever reason, right? So now you use mid-carders when he's an upper mid-carder in the same kind of way you would use enhancement talent and a jobber, but you allow them to have better matches. So it gives him, he's seen as, okay, not only can he squash people that aren't on his level, but people that are close to his level that can give him a run for his money, he still can beat in a more dominant fashion. And people that are on his level that give him even matches, he still beats. And the people that are supposed to be above him, it looks like they might dominate him, but he still pulls out the win. That's how you build somebody. You see what I'm saying? That's how you really credibly build somebody up. Like Wardlow, yeah, he's fucking powerbomb jobbers for 2 weeks. So what? I want to see him powerbomb Jon Moxley 4 times. That was what's going to put him on the radar. And it might be a good match, but at the end of the day, if Wardlow's going to win, he powerbombs Mox 4 times. Maybe in a death match into some fucking barbed wire on the last one, right? Just to fucking put the icing on the cake. But that's how you build a star. If that happened, dude, and Wardlow wins that match, oh boy, you just fucking rose his stock again. But anyways, let's get back to this Dark Side of the Ring video. I keep getting off topic.
VPs and couldn't fucking manage a target, and they spread lies.
I laughed at that
and
first time I heard
into
it.
a media that I got somebody fired when I have fuck all to do with him. Want nothing to do with him. Do not care where he works, where he doesn't work, where he eats, where he sleeps. And the fact that I have to get up here and do this in 2022 is fucking embarrassing. And if y'all are at fault, fuck you. If you're not, I apologize. But what did I ever do in this world to deserve an empty-headed fucking dumb fuck like Hangman
God
Adam Page
damn.
to go out on
I
national
forgot
television
he
and
buried
fucking go into
Hangman
business for
right here.
himself?
He literally
What?
buried
What did I
Hangman
do,
here.
Dave? What did I ever do? Didn't do a goddamn thing. What's your name,
Jesus.
sir?
After the scrum, the Young Bucks were approached Punk's locker room.
So the Young Bucks go to the locker room. They banging on the door. Boop, boop, boop.
They banging on the door. He don't want to open the door. He don't want to talk to him. Don't blame him. So, if he's not opening the door for anybody, how'd they get in the locker room for a fight to happen? Everybody all I see is hate for CM Punk. Like, it's his fault. He did it. Blah, 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 blah. They went to his fucking locker room. They went to his locker room. And then they forced their way in some way to his locker room. Whether somebody opened the door, told them to go away, and they pushed their way in. He didn't want them in the locker room. They came in. They're the aggressors. They're in the wrong. And if I don't give a fuck. Because guess what? If I wasn't opening the door, I told them to go away, and then they forced away into my locker room, I wouldn't let them talk. Me personally, and I'd probably go to jail for this, but I don't give a fuck. Me personally, I'd have been swinging before they said a word. So I don't blame CM Punk for knocking the shit out of fucking the Jacksons. I don't give a fuck. And I hope to God he busted them up.
Boom, 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 boom. CM Punk. Boom, 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 boom. Punk, you in there? Boom, 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 boom. Just bam. Just almost like a home invasion type. Bam, just kick the door in.
Kick the door in.
And bum rush CM Punk.
Ace Steel's wife was in the room, which is what Steel had told.
And that's the other thing. I don't know if I think Ace Steel went a little too far, but I can understand the sentiment. His wife's in the room. His wife's got a broken ankle or foot or some shit. I don't know. Could have been an arm. I don't know the exact details. She's there to watch Larry the dog for Punk, right? And to be supportive. That Punk and her probably know each other. Ace Steel is one of his oldest wrestling friends. And his trainer. He probably knows Ace Steel's wife. You see what I'm saying? So she's there watching the dog. And what happens? CM Punk comes back from the media scrum, goes in the locker room, shuts the door. It's him. She's in there watching the dog. He's probably about to go shower or whatever. Probably talking shit because he's still a little pissed off. You know how it go. And then fucking these motherfuckers come and push their way in or whatever, fucking get aggressive. Yeah, sorry, both y'all are getting slept right there. I don't give a fuck.
People set him off and made him go ballistic. He started throwing chairs and even ended up biting some. Omega didn't seem nearly as upset initially, but then things got out of hand when he ended up getting bitten by Ace Steel.
That Steel is also
That's
threw a
hilarious.
chair at Nick Jackson, which gave him a black eye and possibly knocked him silly. Steel is lucky not to be in jail.
The AVP is in the way.
That is true though. He's lucky to be in jail unless this is all fucking bullshit. Unless this whole thing is bullshit. Until I see actual charges filed, somebody suing somebody else, motherfuckers getting actually fired. Maybe they're waiting to file charges till after this little third-party investigation's done. But the way I see it, until I see some actual evidence of actual legal fucking shit or civil fucking lawsuit, sorry, not sorry. But I don't know what to believe. I want to see the result of this third-party investigation. Because this shit is so public, they better be public. Tell you that right now, they better be public. I want to know what happened. I want to know what the conclusion of the investigation is. Because that'll tell you everything you need to know about the situation. I believe this media scrum shit that CM Punk pulled was uncalled for, and he handled himself in a very less than professional way. He's the top guy. He needs to be professional. The onus is on him. But at the same time, you've got 3 people who are still on the roster. Right now, you go to the AEW website, still on the roster, you got 3 guys that are suspended for a fight in the back that have EVP, Executive Vice President, on their fucking picture in the roster. You can go right now. Actually, you know what? You know what? Boom. Hold up. Hold up. These are the ranking roster right here. So let's see. Matt and Nick Jackson and Kenny Omega. John K. Up a little bit. Easily. Kenny Omega, Executive Vice President. Matt Jackson, Executive Vice President. Nick Jackson, Executive Vice President. You see what I'm talking about here? Why did I show you that? Why did I show you that? We're going to go back to the other one. Boom. Why did I show you all that shit? Why? Because the problem here is if CM Punk acted in a way not befitting the face of a company during this media scrum, the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega going to his locker room and acting the way they did is even worse because they're executives in the fucking company. They're part of the actual leadership team, and the direction that his company takes is partly on them. They are above CM Punk in that regard. Fuck the champion, the face of the company, the biggest draw. Fuck all that shit. These motherfuckers are literally fucking part of the team that runs this company, and that's how they're going to act? And people are defending them? None of this is professional. Nobody was in the right in this situation. Period. I am still a CM Punk fan. I haven't really been a fucking Young Bucks fan. I watch their matches. To me, they don't know what the fuck they're actually doing. They have no psychology whatsoever. The best psychology match they had, the best psychological match that they had, the only reason it was a good psychological match, because Kenny Omega has no fucking in-ring psychology either, contrary to what anybody fucking thinks or says. And I don't give a fuck about about people in the comment section and Kenny Omega fans. Dude, CM Punk is past his prime. He still can go, but he's not as good as he was, previously. He's been rusty, and he hasn't been the same. I'm a fan of his mouth, and that's what makes him one of my favorite people to watch. I don't always like the matches that he puts on. I think his best match was Money in the Bank versus Cena. I think the best match of his career that I ever saw was Money in the Bank versus Cena, but 95% of the time, the crowd has everything to do with how good the match is. Because if the crowd is flat, the match gets boring. You kind of get the crowd being hyped and ready to go and behind a wrestler and loud and you know what I mean? That adds so much. That's why Pandemic Wrestling sucked and I couldn't watch it. But anyways, the point I'm making here is nobody was in the fucking right. And while I'm a fan of CM Punk, and I don't like the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega and the Elite in general as wrestlers, I don't agree with how any of them handle this shit. Now, I'm not saying I would do anything better, because in the moment, and if I'm fucking mad, I make bad decisions. And then my anger guide me all the time, and that's not a good thing. But, being calm and looking at this situation objectively, they're all fucked up. And this is not the way, as professionals, that you go about things. From spreading lies and rumors to the media about a person, to going into business for yourself on both sides. Yes, CM Punk went into business for himself too. To what he did at the media scrum, to the fight, to the fallout, and all that other shit. Nobody was professional in this. And it's fucking ridiculous.
World champion hate each other. You've got threats of legal action. You've got Ace Steel biting Kenny Omega. Matt Jackson or Nick Jackson, one's getting hit in the eye with a chair. There's a locker room door being bashed in. What is this mess, bro? And then the news came to life.
Sorry if I'm a little fucking snippy. I'm hurt and I'm old and I'm fucking tired and I work with fucking children.
I'm hurt, I'm old, I'm tired, and I work with fucking children. Not bad. We're going to stop that because I'll probably end up cutting that out. Yeah, because I don't want to get copyrighted for the music. It looks like there's more. Hold on, I want to get past that music.
So what did Kenny Omega have to say in response to all this?
I would love to wish you a speedy recovery. That's what I'm supposed to say. But at this point, I could really give a shit if you ever come back.
God, I hate that. Yeah, suspended from AEW, out injured for 8 months. Nobody gives a shit. So we all know the rest of the story. This was just a coolly presented facts you need to kind of know video. So this wasn't anything fucking special. But I did give you an in-depth look into my brain and how I view this fucking shit. They're all fucking idiots. CM Punk is a fucking idiot. You went to Tony Khan does nothing. So you go take matters into your own hands, causing a fucking fight and making your company look ridiculous? Or go back to Tony Khan and say, look, if you don't do something about them, I am going to fucking take legal action against the Young Bucks. And if it comes out that I'm wrong and they're not the ones, whatever, but we need to fucking do something about this. It's either them or one of their friends, because they're the ones that don't like me. So do something about it, or I'm going to. That's all you had to do. Put back Tony Khan into a corner, and this could have been handled professionally. Not back him in the corner physically, but put him at a choice. Put him at a choice. You do something about it, or I'm going to take a legal route that will make the company have to do something about it. That's all you got to do. And then he'll try to avoid a black eye and a stain on his company. He'll have to do something about it. Because the fucking face of the company suing other people in the company for fucking slander and libel and shit like that is not a good look. So that's all you had to do. And boom, Tony would have handled it in whatever way. He could have came out, could have called Meltzer up and be like, quote me on this. CM Punk never came to my office, never fucking talked to me about Colt Cabana, Scott Colton, or whatever. He never, whatever. I had not been using him. I figured I could cut him off. The Bucks wanted me to freaking keep him on board, so I signed him to ROH so that I'll have a little bit of a roster going forward when I try to get TV. That is it. Goodbye. And boom, it's over. That part's over. Then you get the whole roster together. You say, I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're the top guy. I don't care if you're an executive vice president. I don't care if you're friends with people who think they got stroke around here. I catch you spreading fucking lies and innuendo that you know nothing about to the fucking media. You're fired. Period. Boom. Done. Could have been done and handled. And you make it public that you did that. So that everybody out there in the public knows that not only did what you told Dave Meltzer to report is true, you supported it with an action that you made public towards your roster that shows that these people that, yes, what I'm saying, I'm not lying to you, because I'm now chastising in public my fucking roster for being idiots. Boom. And the situation's handled, we move on, whatever. And it never comes to a fight in the back that gets so public that it warrants an external and fucking investigation. It's ridiculous. But anyways, those are my thoughts on this freaking situation. And yeah, if you want more content like this, you know, I try to present things in the best way I can possibly. This shit is ridiculous. The only reason I'm even touching on not just watching wrestling highlights and stuff like that is because this shit is dominating news cycle. I see people freaking search this right now more than anything else about wrestling. Dude, why do we care about that drama? They're both idiots. Both sides are idiots. And we as fans shouldn't be taking sides. If you like the Young Bucks, you like the Young Bucks. You like CM Punk, you like CM Punk. And you can like their work and still think they're idiots. Anyways, thanks for fucking watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good shit. And I'll see you on the next one.